Just wait for a few minutes as we send some data packets over to YouTube, see what happens. Just going to go ahead and get this out right now because we're slammed at work. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and just want to be real quick, as quick as possible, depending on how many people in the live stream show up. But this is mostly for my viewers later on. I'm sure you heard around the various bits of news and articles and tweets and all kinds of stuff that unfortunately, the SEC brought charges against Binance and CZ. There's a number of reasons. We're actually going to go over the SEC letter and some articles, but obviously, Charles Hoskinson from, IOHK, Cardano, says here with respect to Binance, I'm reading through this SEC complaint in over 130 pages. That's a lot of pages, but seems like it's next in a series of steps to implement Choke Point 2.0 in the United States. The end goal is an agenda-based CBDC, or central bank digital currency, partnered with a handful of massive banks and end-to-end control. Obviously, we've been talking about this for a while. I've been mentioning a number of times that you as an end user should be vocal, active in your local politicians, whether it's town, county, city, state, whatever it might be. Just be aware of what's going on. And we saw this coming, right? Well, Coinbase got the Wells notice, Kraken got fined, Paxos got fined, exchanges like Bittrex moving away from the United States. So it's all leading to kind of cleaning the house. And this is before, the crypto bill that's being proposed is finalized, and that clarity that they're requesting the SEC and the CFTC to outline for end users, for businesses in the crypto space gets finalized. This has obviously been in the works for quite a while. We kind of saw this coming with the whole situation with Coinbase. But the SEC, or the Security and Exchange Commission, on Monday accused Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, of mishandling customer funds and lying to American regulators and investors about its operations in a sweeping case that has the potential to remake the landscape of power and wealth within crypto, because we know Binance is one of the top cryptocurrency exchanges out there, period. Point blank, like, seriously, right here, you could see it, right? And today is kind of a bad day. The entire market's going red. As you can see, Bitcoin down to 25.6. I think the lowest was 25.4, somewhere in there. We could probably dip lower if Binance has to shutter or close its doors, which is quite unfortunate. But it's definitely one of the bigger exchanges out there. The United States can't use Binance.com, but they can use Binance US. Binance has already pulled out of Canada. So will they pull out of North America too? That only leaves Coinbase, which has already been served a Wells notice. There's not too many exchanges that are going to be able to operate in the United States at all. So it's kind of creating this choke point that Charles Hoskinson referred to. Moving on, the SEC's lawsuit was the second time this year that the federal regulators had accused Binance of evading laws designed to protect investors in the United States. Regulators have long seen the exchange, which has said it does $65 billion in average daily trading volume, as a major target in the quest to bring a heel to the crypto industry that's been built around anti-government ethos. So again, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Gary Gensler were like buddy, right? They turned a blind eye to that situation when we did call for protections for consumers. Instead of doing anything related to protecting the consumers, they turned around and started just slapping everybody else with fines or Wells notice or whatever it might be. And it's quite unfortunate that they're doing this. So now it's over 30, so it is 130 pages. 136 page complaint. The SEC and Binance had mixed billions of dollars in customers' funds and secretly sent them to separate companies like Merit Peak Limited, which is controlled by Binance founder CZ. And if they're commingling user funds and doing some of the things they've been accused of during the whole FTX debacle, I completely understand why the SEC is going after them. But the fact that they're saying these cryptocurrencies these certain cryptocurrencies like Cardano are a security, where's that clear guidance? So will you change your mind in a couple years? We need that clarity for all the industry. So we actually need the XRP case to get finalized and we need a couple of other things to get done. So Coinbase fighting the SEC, again, it could be a positive thing or a good thing. We could get some clarity out of it. We haven't even gotten clarity out of the XRP situation. It's been dragging on, and we need that clarity. We need that finalized court findings, so that way you can reference that in the future court, arguments, cases, whatever it might be. But the complaint goes on to say that Binance had misled investors about the adequacy of its system to detect and control manipulative trading, and about its efforts to restrict U.S. users from trading on its international platform, which I know we can all circumvent the Binance US, the Binance.com restrictions. We could still trade on there. I know that. But US-based customers were supposed to have access to only its separate entity, Binance US. I know we just said that. It's not hard whatsoever. So Binance and CZ enriched themselves with millions of US dollars and placing investors' assets at significant risk, regulators said in a civil lawsuit, which was filed in federal district court in Washington. In a blog post Monday, Binance said its leaders have been trying to negotiate a settlement with the regulators and were disappointed and disheartened by the SEC's action to bring the case. The company said the case was misguided and it's a refusal to provide much needed clarity and guidance for the digital asset industry, and it added will fight back vigorously. So now we got Coinbase, we got Kraken, we got Bittrex, we got Paxos, we got Binance. Now you're getting everybody on one side against you, and that could be a benefit for the crypto industry, but that could also be a bad thing, because the government usually has a good, strong legal basis when they bring charges against you. They have good, strong legal basis, and they will always win, unfortunately. But because you're stacking the other side with so many good chips, that might not play in favor of the government. And we should be able, as people, if we support them as people, the various exchanges in crypto, and if they're playing right, if we support them and they were commingling funds and doing stupid crap and laundering money, or using the operation to launder money for various entities, and they can prove it and all that stuff's on chain and data, then yeah, that makes us look like a fool. But I don't think CZ would be stupid enough to do that under the Binance tag. I would think he would have that separate company, which they did mention earlier. So we'll have to wait and see how these things played out. But this sucks. This sucks. We knew this was coming, but this sucks. Going back to how Binance is disheartened and disappointed, the SEC never really talks to you. They will hit you with the fines. They will say this, that, and the other is a security. But then when you bring them into a courtroom and you ask that question again, they would skirt the question or tiptoe around it. So there is not. They say that the old rules should be applicable to the current situation that we are in the crypto Wild West. But I don't think so. Those rules were made a long time ago. They need to update them based upon a number of new technologies and entities in the space. I am not a politician or a regulator or an economist, but there's definitely needs to be an update to the whole rules in which you're applying to the crypto industry. Let's see here. So Binance has also charged the SEC, had rushed to the court to file a lawsuit, knowing that last week's regulators had served a new set of 26 documents requested to the company. The charges were the latest action by the U.S. regulators to prosecute the reign of Wild West crypto trading force and force major players in the space to come into compliance with the U.S. laws. SBF, the founder of FTX, blah, 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 crypto rival of Binance, blah, 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 faces trial of fraud. And you know he's trying to get that crap dropped. Like, CZ won't get the same privileges that SBF got. He won't be able to do the same things that SBF did. It kind of feels like, you know, how we're held to a higher standard if we mess up compared to some of these people. CZ is going to be held to a higher standard than what was going to be asked of SBF because they were all buddy and stuff like that. So anyways, U.S. regulators are putting pretty huge speed humps or bumps in for Binance and are continuing to put the crypto world on notice, says this individual, Reina, a finance professor at Georgetown University. Binance was already under increased pressure in March. The CFTC filed its own civil enforcement act, which we did cover on Caffeine and Crypto, against Binance and CZ. The Justice Department is also investigating the exchange for money laundering violations. Binance lost its outside auditing firm late last year, and the company has seen its control of crypto market shrink, which we were talking about again in previous episode of Caffeine and Crypto. That market share that Binance has has been diminishing, especially pulling out of Canada, and they may have to pull out of the US, which kind of sucks because there's not too many exchanges that we can turn to. If Coinbase is going to be the next domino to fall or get pushed out of the US, then we really don't have any major exchanges. We're only going to have DEXs. So we need to fight, but we need to fight smart. Going up against the government isn't as easy as many people think. Hopefully these companies have a good legal team. They have good documentation, facts, data, showing that they weren't, participating in any anti or money laundering or any type of nefarious bids. But we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of it. So the 13 charges against Binance and CZ, better known in the crypto world as, why are you saying that? Is seeking restitution for Binance and wants to bar CZ from serving any officer or director for any registered entity in the United States that issues securities. We allege that CZ and Binance entities not only knew the rules of the road, but they are consciously chosen to evade them and put their customers and investors at risk. What? They knew the what? Well, I mean, you got okay. They basically want to banish Binance from the United States. We knew that. Because if they control the exchanges in-house, then they control the crypto ecosystem, so to speak. And if they control those exchanges in-house and those exchanges want to work outside internationally, they would force the international players to play ball with them. So again, it comes down to either you do what the U.S. says or you don't play ball. And I don't think that's accurate or good for the overall world or ecosystem. So anyways, here the official charges are linked down in the description, including this New York Times article. But I mean, Elon Musk and Robert Kennedy Jr. are in a Twitter space. They're probably talking about it. I think I saw Chump Change talking about it. And this is not good. This is not good, but this is something that I want you as a viewer to just pay attention to. Looking at the charges here, Binance and BAM trading the complaint charges violations of critical registration related provisions of federal securities laws. Binance and BAM trading with operating unregistered national securities, broker-dealers, and clearing agencies. Binance and BAM trading with the unregistered offer and sale of Binance-owned assets, including the so-called token BNB and so-called stablecoin BUSD. That, remember, Paxos got wrecked with that BUSD, that stablecoin. So, and I believe you still have time to claim or withdraw or exchange your asset on Paxos for BUSD. Don't quote me on that. Check that out. But BNB coin is going to take a hit. It's already down quite a bit today. We already dropped below 280, and obviously that's the entire crypto market falling, right? But if we get a huge lawsuit against an exchange like this, people are probably going to pull their funds out of fear. But then also that exchange may liquidate some of their assets in order to, recoup any losses or whatever they're going to have to do to pay the fines and yada, yada, pay for the legal team, stuff like that. So we went straight from, earlier today or yesterday, we were around $300, $306 to now $277, $275, somewhere in there. And we could dip lower. Just not financial advice, but we could dip lower. Just prepare yourself for the worst. They also say that CZ as a control person for Binance and BAM trading operations of unregistered national securities, broker-dealers, and clearing agencies. You really need a professional look at this, but basically, let's see here. Do you tell us any of the tokens that you say are securities? I know some people were providing information on that on Twitter, but I want to see what the actual paperwork says. I saw Cardano was on the list. I saw, hang on, let's go to crypto Twitter. And you can't trust everything crypto Twitter says. So be careful. But let's see here. What were the tokens that they said, or that they say that is a security? Can you tell us that? That's what I want to know. What tokens do you say is a security? But yeah, SEC is ruining crypto for everybody. So they're saying they're misleading investors, so maybe they're commingling funds, which I could see happening, right? You're investing your funds for one purpose and get used for another purpose without your consent. But once you provide your funds or deposit it into the exchange, you can do whatever the heck you want with it. Failure to restrict U.S. investors, stopping them from accessing Binance.com. Unfortunately, it's so easy, guys. I don't see how Binance could possibly do it. Even if you do block IPs, MAC addresses, whatever it might be, there's really no easy way for them to do it. They just give you a little warning, and if you still bypass it and proceed it, that the risk is really on the user. If the user supersedes the warnings and advise, hey, your country is not allowed, then ultimately I, the end user, take full responsibility. That's not Binance's fault. That's my fault. And so my assets do get lost for whatever reason. Again, that's my fault because I superseded the restrictions for my country. Unregistered offer and sell of crypto assets. So BNB is one. BUSD is another. Then they're talking about their Earn program and their BNB Vault. Further, SEC charged BAM trading with unregistered offers and sell of Binance.US staking as a service program. So we knew staking as a service was getting pulled back by a lot of various entities. Not sure why Binance, anybody who's doing staking as a service in the United States, in an exchange, needs to pull that crap off. You as an end user should be staking your staking with your hardware wallet, with your DEXs, with your software wallet, with something that you own the private keys to, instead of using a centralized exchange. But all centralized exchanges, to protect themselves, should remove any type of earn programs, staking as a service programs, any of it whatsoever. That way, it's all on the user and not on the centralized entity that will obviously get get hit with something like this. Where do you see? So we know those cryptos like BNB, BUSD, stake to earn, Binance Vault, but what other cryptocurrencies? Here we go. The SEC also alleged that a number of other tokens, including the native tokens for Solana, Cardano, Matic or Polygon, Coda, Algorand, File, Atom, Axes, and Mana are securities. That's not good. That is not good. I don't like that. I do not like that one bit. Ooh. Today we charge Binance. Ooh. Is this a document? Is this a document or an actual quote from the Binance compliance officer in 2018 advising CZ and leadership that they were aware that they're operating inside the US as unlicensed securities broker? Ooh, that's not good. See, that's what I'm talking about. If they have facts and information to protect itself and to prove its case, then good. But if it's got stuff like this, because one of the things with the whole FTX SBF situation was that inside information, that Slack communication, that, talking amongst teams, emails back and forth, the public videos with Caroline, it was all damning evidence. If they have damning evidence like this, then yeah, it's going to be the legal department of the United States is going to win. And this is obviously going to be bad. Now, if these are a security, and this is just me speculating, and you guys can let me know, because we're going to wrap up the video, and I'm going to let you guys check me out in the comments as I talk to some of my live viewers in this video, is if they consider this securities, then any exchanges supporting these that aren't registered or following or within compliance within the United States are going to get hit with the same fee, Wells notice, whatever it might be. So I would get those assets off of those centralized entities and onto privately held wallets, whatever it might be. You can stake, not through all of them, but you can stake right through your ledger, which I know a lot of people don't like. You can SafePal, through a number of different hardware wallets or even software wallets, or even like, for example, Polkadot. I can just go straight to I can go participate in the ecosystem directly through Polkadot, through the browser extension, Polkadot.js and stuff like that, and earn that way. I can, choose my 16 validators and and call it a day. Which unfortunately you're gonna have so much Polkadot in order to actually have a chance of earning on your crypto. But the point is that getting it off centralized exchanges and putting it in something that you control and that no centralized entity has control over, as well as just getting it away from them. So in case they do get locked down, You know, you got any funds on there, they get locked down, they got to shut down, they get liquidated. You know, the market tanks like it is right now even further, and that forces their hand because a lot of these exchanges actually hold their own cryptocurrency or hold a decent percentage of their cryptocurrency in general. So let's see here. Exchange reserves data available. So they got a good portion of USDT. Look at that. So their token that they created out of thin air a long time ago, they have is their third most held item. And then even further down, we got BUSD, which is 5% of their total holdings. So, I mean, it wouldn't be as compared to FTX with its own token, FTT, Binance is in a better position. So, like, if their own token took a dump, it wouldn't, like, collapse them. They should still be fine if they were smart. But we have to just see how things pan out. But most exchanges, especially before FTX, did have most of their holdings in their own token that they created out of thin air. So when it depegged or when it got liquidated, the crap hit the fan. So we'll just have to see. But we're running, guys, if you're in the United States, we are running out of exchanges. We are running out of centralized on and off ramps. And that's really what I care about, right? I want to hold my own crypto. I want to be my own custodian, safely, securely. You know, if my wife needs to spend the money because I'm gone, or I leave this earth, she has a way to access it, and then she can use public on and off ramps to go ahead and exchange that to fiat and then get paid, and obviously that gets taxed and yada yada yada, follow the rules and regulation. But we're not going to have on and off ramps because it feels like they're pushing them out, and the government is trying to make themselves the on and off ramps for any crypto exchange or crypto to fiat exchange and stuff like that. I doubt that the U.S. government will run a DEX, a decentralized exchange. But if they can have control over it, it doesn't really matter what you do. Everything you do is going to be known, right? The blockchain, most blockchains, they can verify who you are. They know who you are. You go to Etherscan right now, you could probably find quite a few people. Like if we go to some of these top transactions and stuff like that, you know, we can see, oh, well, this came out of Coinbase, this is you, or this is you. And you could see because people attach their names to it. And once they identify the address is associated with X individual, yes, you can make a new address. But once they identify it, they just track it. If you interact with that address and you don't burn it, and there's funds in it, the moment you go to withdraw those funds and move those funds, they can follow it. So that's where privacy tokens come into effect. But then privacy tokens are trying to be outlawed by the U.S. government as well. So it's like they want control over everything. The on-ramps, the off-ramps, the DEXs, every individual's crypto assets, holdings, possessions, trades, they want to know it all. They want to know what hand you wiped your ass with. And that's bullshit. They need to chill the fuck out and work within the industry because they're going to stifle innovation and growth, which is honestly probably why I see so much crap nowadays. I see a lot. It's nothing but scams, phishing attempts, copy and paste of various projects. It's not innovative. They're not building anything new. They're not bringing us any tangible benefits. They're just bringing us shit. New cryptocurrencies are crap. They're not doing anything. And they're really, again, copy and paste of one another. Whether it's proof of work or proof of stake, it doesn't matter. I want to see some innovation, and there's not happening right now. But I don't think innovation is going to happen while the U.S. has its hands around the crypto world's neck. They need to relax and work with the crypto industry, not against the crypto industry. Because I'm telling you, other countries like the EU working with the MiCA bill, China trying to unban again the crypto industry, as they continue to move in a positive direction, they're going to invite people to come to them, build with them, and become not a superpower, but you know they are already a superpower. Like China, as much as you could think whatever about Russia, they are a superpower. The U.S., the EU, the UK, superpowers. So right now is this jostling thing of who's going to be the next guy to be the world currency that everybody denominates to. It's not going to be the U.S. if you push crypto out, I can tell you that much. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it. Links are in the description. Thank you so much for stopping by. Keep an eye on this situation. Keep an eye on what Coinbase does with their legal team. Hopefully everybody, Kraken, Paxos, Bittrex, Coinbase, Binance, hopefully these guys can team up like the Justice League And if they didn't do anything stupid that really screams, you were funding terrorism, you were, promoting anti money laundering schemes, you were doing this, that. As long as they're not in that realm, and they were just trying to build up, because CZ has done a lot good for the crypto industry, but we don't know what he's been doing behind closed doors. So I'm not going to side on either one. I just know that right now, the way we're going, before that clarity was even established, the SEC is going to ruin the crypto industry unless it chills the hell out. And that's why that crypto bill that we talked about on Caffeine and Crypto many times is important, because we can get that clarity and we can get that guidance, and the SEC will actually work. Because again, just like Coinbase tried working with the SEC, Binance tried to do the same thing, and they're not responsive. So next thing you know, you get 136 pages of charges delivered straight to you, and now you got to show up in court. So we need them to work with the people in the industry. Tell them what they're doing wrong. If they continue to do it wrong and they do it knowingly, then obviously, yeah, they hit them with the charges. Protect the consumer. But right now, I don't feel like you're really caring about the consumer. Because if you were caring about the consumer, I think I know a number of people you could go after. A number of individuals who publicly scam end users out of their money. Right, you can validate it on the blockchain. You can, you got chain analysis people in your department. I know you do, SEC at CFTC. You can backtrack it and find that person. Oh, it's tied to this person. They got 1.5 million off of users saying they were going to make a project and it never came to fruition. They rug pulled. There's been a lot of that lately. Those are people that you can go protect, but you're trying to push everybody out of the country so you can control the ecosystem. But we'll see. Thank you so much for stopping by. Check out the links in the description. Just wanted to do a quick video for you guys. Lasted a little bit longer than I expected. I got to get back to work. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed and hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out some of the links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. I do have my Twitter as well, where I posted one of the most recent, atomic wallet hacks. Where so much money was taken, and I just see these scams continuing on. So just be protective of your assets. Don't easily give it up. Don't trust, but verify, and keep an eye on what the SEC, the CFTC, and the crypto industry giants are doing, because what they do is going to set the precedence for the future. I don't see any questions in here, so thank you so much once again. You guys just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.